Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. My name is Kelly Pally, and today we're talking about Albus Dumbledore. A beloved character in the Potterverse, Dumbledore is arguably the greatest wizard to have ever lived, achieving more than most witches or wizards could ever dream of. He's got a fascinating and tragic backstory to boot, and without his guidance, Harry would not have been able to defeat Voldemort, making him one of the most crucial characters to the series. But there's a lot we're still learning about Albus, and as J.K. Rowling continues to publish more articles on Pottermore and reveals more details via interviews, it's clear that we only have a small picture of this great man. So with that being said, let's jump right into our top 10 Dumbledore Surprising Facts. And at 10, we've got Godrics Hollow. Did you know that Dumbledore grew up in Godrics Hollow? The same village that Harry Potter's parents once lived in? It also happens to be the place where he met Grindelwald. Grindelwald's great aunt, Bathilda Bagshot, also lived in Godric's Hollow. And when Grindelwald visited the village in search of answers about the Deathly Hallows, she felt the need to introduce the two since they shared many similar qualities and talents. At the time, Dumbledore was looking after his family, primarily his sister, due to his mother being recently deceased by his sister Ariana accidentally killing her, and his father being in Azkaban, but more on that later. Up next at number 9, he taught Transfiguration. Albus wasn't always the headmaster of Hogwarts. Prior to running the school, Albus was actually the Transfiguration teacher. He mentored Minerva McGonagall, and he taught her the Transfiguration spells that allowed her to reach her potential as an animagus. At number 8, we have his hobbies. Throughout the books, Dumbledore's fun, eccentric hobbies are occasionally mentioned. He had a sweet tooth, making the password to his office whatever his current favorite treat was. Usually they sounded delicious, minus the cockroach clusters. No thanks. He also thoroughly enjoyed 10-pin bowling, chamber music, knitting patterns, and had a fondness for sherbet lemon. Isn't he so cute?
A lot. Earwax.
Up next at 7, we've got his portrait. One of the most notable aspects of Dumbledore's office in the Harry Potter books were the moving portraits of previous headmasters hanging on the walls, who would occasionally chime in or interact with the characters. Phineas Nigelus Black's portrait was actually an important tool for Dumbledore and the members of the Order to communicate with those in 12 Grimmauld Place, as he traveled through the portraits. But what about Dumbledore's portrait? It appears at the end of the last Harry Potter book, but there is actually a digital version of it on Pottermore if you want to check it out. It contains a stack of books, including The Beetle and the Bard, Fox, and the Hogwarts Pensive, among other items. In at number 6, we have the Mirror of Erised. You probably all remember the moment in the first book where Dumbledore warns Harry of obsessing over what he sees in the Mirror of Erised. Harry, who sees his dead parents in the mirror, asks Dumbledore what he sees, and Dumbledore says, "I see myself holding a pair of thick woolen socks." Okay, first off, you're the headmaster of Hogwarts, capable of conjuring some of the most complex and ornate objects that lesser wizards and witches could only dream of, so I'm pretty sure Dumbledore could whip up a pair of woolly socks if he really wanted them. And that's a sentiment that many of you shared too, since it's something J.K. Rowling brought up in a Bloomsbury Publishing live chat. She said that he saw, and I quote, "his family alive, whole and happy. Ariana, Percival, and Kendra all returned to him, and Aberforth reconciled to him." Kinda sad, but classic Dumbledore, deflecting the questions. And at 5, his academic work. While Albus is without a doubt one of the most impressive wizards to ever have lived, if not the most impressive, it makes sense that he would have an extensive body of academic work published over the years. His papers on charms and transfiguration were published in Achievements in Charming and in The Practical Potioneer. He discovered the 12 uses of dragon's blood and worked as an alchemist with Nicholas Flamel, the only known maker of the Philosopher's Stone. He also received the Order of Merlin, but that wasn't for his academia. That was for successfully defeating Grindelwald in a duel. And at 4, we have Death Deniers. Dumbledore's death at the end of the 6th book startled many fans. Spoilers. To the point where some fans just weren't convinced. A website named DumbledoreIsNotDead.com popped up, which now redirects you to BeyondHogwarts.com, but at the time featured forums and fans debating and analyzing the events of the books in hopes to find clues that the wizard was still alive. In addition to this, a collection of essays titled "Who Killed Albus Dumbledore? What Really Happened in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince" was published in November 2006 and featured 6 Harry Potter experts examining the evidence within the book. Needless to say, while their efforts were much appreciated, J.K. Rowling confirmed on August 2, 2006 that Dumbledore was in fact dead. And at number 3, we have Dumbledore's Bogart. Here's a dark fact for you guys. So Dumbledore's sister was accidentally killed when Albus, his brother Aberforth, and Grindelwald battled it out in a 3-way duel. Albus always felt guilty for this, and it was the reason he parted ways with Grindelwald, seeing his quest for power caused more harm than good. This guilt is the reason why Ariana appears as his Bogart, or rather, her corpse appears as his Bogart. J.K. Rowling confirmed this in 2007, because he feared that the curse that hit Ariana was his, not Grindelwald's, something he never found out the truth about. Many fans fans have speculated that Ariana was actually an Obscurus, the dark destructive parasite that develops inside of magically gifted children if they suppress their magical abilities. When she was young, a group of Muggle boys attacked her after seeing her do magic, which prevented her from doing magic later on in her life, causing their father to seek revenge, eventually landing him in Azkaban. Kids are mean, guys. Don't bully someone because they're special. And at number 2, he's gay. So this number is likely one that you guys are all pretty familiar with since it made a big splash in the news a while back. But what you may not know is the mixed reception Rowling received about the revelation. A good chunk of it was positive, with the webmaster of the Leaky Cauldron fan site actually telling the Associated Press that, and I quote, "J.K. Rowling calling any Harry Potter character gay would make wonderful strides in tolerance towards homosexuality. By dubbing someone so respected, so talented, and so kind as someone who just happens to also be homosexual, she's reinforcing the idea that a person's gayness is not something of which they should be ashamed of." True dat. But it also received some negative heat. New York Times columnist Edward Rothstein said that Miss Rowling may think of Dumbledore as gay, but there is no reason why anyone else should. Others said it was a publicity stunt. And of course, the right-wing Christian activists condemned the books for it, despite no mention of it actually in the series. What do you guys think of Dumbledore's sexuality? Many fans wonder, since Jude Law has been cast as Albus Dumbledore in the upcoming Fantastic Beasts films, if the romance, or lack thereof, between Albus and Grindelwald will be explored. Here's hoping that at least we'll get to see their epic duel. And for our top spot on this list, did you guys know that Dumbledore understood Parseltongue? In the same Bloomsbury interview we mentioned before that occurred in 2007, J.K. Rowling confirmed one fan's question about whether or not Albus understood Parseltongue. She stated Dumbledore understood Murmish, Gobbledygook, and Parseltongue. The man was brilliant. This has spawned a theory about Dumbledore being a descendant of Salazar Slytherin, mainly because Rowling has said that you can't learn it, you're only born with the ability. And fans have noted a certain passage from the books where Harry notes that Dumbledore's mother Kendra looks slightly Native American. The founder of Ilvermorny, a descendant of Slytherin, married a Native American man and had 2 children. So many think that Kendra is a descendant of one of those children. I don't know, what do you guys think? And there you have it. Are there facts that you guys think should have been on this list? Give us a shout in those comments below and let us know. In the meantime, if you dug the video, make sure to hit that like button and share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list. I'm Kelly Pally for Top 10 Nerd, and I will catch you guys in the next one.